Introducing SAVANT Smart Audio Family. SAVANT Smart Audio Family combines a premium soundbar with SAVANT's advanced smart home ecosystem to create a first-of-its-kind solution. With an onboard SAVANT host, music server, controller, and the option to add wireless subs and rears, it has never been easier to create a SAVANT home. In this video, we're going to point out many of the features offered by SAVANT's Smart Audio family of products and walk you through its deployment and configuration using SAVANT's iPad configuration tool, SAVANT Studio. Designed by industry legend Carrie Christie, SAVANT's Smart Audio family is, first and foremost, a high-performance surround sound system. Complete with 3 discrete channels, 2 side-firing stage tweeters, and over 450 watts of power, the Smart Audio family will recreate your favorite movie soundtracks and music with a warm, articulate sound. In addition to its audio chops, the Smart Audio soundbar features an integrated S2 host, allowing the soundbar to be the first building block in any SAVANT home. This includes the music server and controller functionality available with the S2 host. Despite the inclusion of an integrated speaker grill, custom grills that match the exact width of the TV are available separately. This elegant solution allows the speaker to perfectly blend into the frame of the TV and appear as if they were made for each other. Wireless speaker and audio, or WiSA integration, allows for wireless surrounds and up to 2 subwoofers to be added to the system without any wires. You can also utilize the direct LFE output on the bar itself to add up to 2 more subwoofers for larger rooms or for the client who is serious about their home theater experience. In addition to the direct LFE output from the soundbar itself, SAVANT also includes a SAVANT Smart Controller with both IR and serial outputs, an RJ45 Ethernet connection for access to the local area network, and a digital optical input. And if there isn't wiring in place, the Smart Audio soundbar features an onboard Wi-Fi antenna, allowing it to be installed in any room of the house. Consumer trending is clear. Most people don't want the hassle and expense of providing cabinet space, fans, cut-in speakers, multiple playback devices, and complex programming. They want something simple in concept and in operation. SAVANT's Smart Audio family addresses this need exceptionally well and at a competitive price point. Included with the soundbar is both a flat mount bracket for mounting on the wall and rubber feet if the bar will simply sit on top of a cabinet. Wireless pairing to the sub and rear speakers, and even to Apple HomeKit, is a few simple strokes on the iPad, which we will show you later in the video when we have the SAVANT Studio running. Once installed, you simply pull out an iPad and configure the system using the SAVANT Studio app, which can be downloaded from the App Store. Here's the login page. Okay, now we're in. Here are the 6 steps to configure and deploy your system. First step, name your job. On the home page, we see our navigation bar down the left side and a plus sign up here in the top right corner. Let's tap that to add our job. Let's type in our job name. Next. Now we can set the location of our job. The iPad will find the address you are at, or you can search another address here. This is the correct address, so set. You are going to create a new file with this new button, but if you wanted to start with a pre-configured system, you could start here with templates. The same is true with downloading a live configuration here with other hosts. Let's tap New to name a new file. Den TV. Next. This takes you to the host screen, which has already discovered your soundbar host through the network. Let's select, then Add, then Next. We can see that the equipment room and the living room automatically populate in the room screen. With this host, we can control up to 4 video zones or 6 audio zones. Right now we are only building our system in the den, so let's tap on the plus sign. Here we see a list of common room names, or we can name our own room here. Let's do that. Den. Add. Just tap on Den, then the plus sign. From the Add Devices screen, you can choose from over 8,000 pre-configured devices. We can add the model number for the device in the search box, or narrow the search by selecting the manufacturer or device type. We know the model number of our DirecTV device, so let's enter it here. Here it is. Just tap on the device. We can add it right now by tapping Add, or we can find more devices and add them as a group when all have been selected. When you're doing this, take care to choose your precise profile so that your completed system will perform to its potential. Now let's add the Apple TV. I don't know the model number of this one, so I'll just tap on Select Manufacturer and then type Apple in the search bar. Alright, here is Apple and here is Apple TV with HomeKit, which is what I want. Select. Now I need the TV. Select. We also need to add the soundbar. SAVANT Studio already added the soundbar as our host for the system, but we need to account for the audio connections by adding it to the den as well. The reason for this will become more clear once we go to the next step, Create Connections. Here it is. Select. One last device, our remote. Let's type remote model number REM4000, and here it is. Select. And now we can add them all by tapping Add, and we see all our devices here. And if we go back to the room screen, you can see that the 5 devices you just entered are indicated with an additional 1 device in the equipment room, the network switch, which can be used for IP control or for access to online services. Now when we tap here in the top left corner, we are taken to the navigation bar, where we can access our connections screen. From your connections screen, you can see all your devices organized graphically into columns: host, network, control, sources, switching, and outputs. Here you can see why we entered the soundbar twice, so that it will appear in both the host and the output columns, because it is both a host and an output device. Now we can make all our audio, video, and control connections. In order to do this efficiently, it is a good idea to make some notes when you install the devices, so that you know which connections go where, such as IR ports, HDMI inputs, and more. Okay, here we go. We come out of our switch from Ethernet port 2 into our host. The HDMI comes out of the DirecTV receiver into the HDMI 1 port on the TV. The HDMI comes out of the Apple TV and into the HDMI 2 port. The digital audio signal comes out of the TV and into the soundbar, so that all the video sources, apps, and music will be heard through the soundbar. IR output 1 comes out of the soundbar and into the DirecTV receiver. Our TV and Apple TV are both IP controllable, so let's come out of port 3 on the switch and into the TV, and out of port 4 into the Apple TV. One last thing. Do you see this little red 2 on the exclamation mark up here? This is telling us that something is not connected or set up properly. If we tap on it, this is telling us that the soundbar and the soundbar host do not yet have a unique ID. SAVANT uses the UID to automatically communicate with devices on the network. If you tap on Pair, and then tap again on the Pair button for the device, you can then tap on the device and tap on Pair in the upper right corner. Now you can see that the soundbar host and the soundbar speaker are both paired. When we go back to connections, you'll see that the little red 2 is gone, and we're in good shape. With all your connections established, you can now review your work from the Services button on the navigation bar. Here you can see the services available in the room with icons for the type of service, audio and/or video here. Services that are functioning correctly are shown with green icons. Those that need further attention would be shown with red icons. Often you can repair a service by swiping left and tapping refresh. With any service, you can take a deeper dive by tapping on it to see audio, video, and control path endpoints, and other information that may be useful in troubleshooting any functionality issues. Now, If you tap on the navigation menu icon in the top left, you can select SAVANT app. From this screen, you can change the display name of an app or change the display order by tapping and sliding up or down. We have DirecTV, and this defaults to Dish, so let's tap on Edit and then scroll to DirecTV and then select. Let's also move DirecTV to the top of the display order. Okay, let's deploy the configuration now, and then deploy, and then OK. Now you are ready to see your work in action. Let's close out of the SAVANT Studio app and tap the SAVANT Pro app. If the iPad is on the same Wi-Fi network as the host, SAVANT will find your configuration, DEN TV, right away and ask you to connect. Then we are asked if we want to link our SAVANT app to our home to enable remote access. We are going to want that, so let's tap Continue. Your SAVANT remote connects in much the same way as your SAVANT iPad app. Make sure they are on the same Wi-Fi network and it will find the DEN system. And when you connect the system, you will see the same services on each. At this point, you may want to personalize the app experience and take a photo of the DEN and the home itself, and even set up some initial favorite channels and some scenes for your customer. Now, let's go to Settings and set up our wireless sub and surround speakers. Tap Surround. Now when we tap on Wireless Speaker Setup, provided your devices are plugged in and nearby, SAVANT finds all three speakers. Next, assign your left and right designations for the surround speakers. When we tap Save and Done, our surround setup is complete. It's that easy. Pairing your SAVANT system to an Apple TV is easily accomplished with SAVANT Studio. Before you begin, it is a good idea to consult the SAVANT Apple TV HomeKit deployment guide, which will walk you through a few simple steps in configuring your Apple TV for interfacing with SAVANT. Once the Apple TV is configured, the Apple TV HomeKit profile you configured and connected will do what it is supposed to do. Make sure you name the Apple TV the same on the Apple TV and in SAVANT Studio or Blueprint. You'll complete the pairing process with an iOS device logged into the same Apple ID as the Apple TV. So, ask your client for permission to use their phone just before you're ready to test your work. Once the Apple TV is set up properly, you simply tap your way to Settings, then Device Settings, then HomeKit Homes, then My Home. From the Add Accessory screen, we can add to Home, then Identify Accessory, next, and done. That's it. Then you can say something like, "Hey Siri, play the morning show," and off you go. We can take this opportunity to connect our SAVANT Pro Remote X2 to the wireless network in the home using the remote's on-screen setup. Once connected, the remote will find the SAVANT host on the local area network. Just tap the host on the remote screen, select a room to log into, and you're done. You can get more details on the new SAVANT Remote X2 at savant.com. Okay, things are looking good, so let's go to our last step. Now let's leave the SAVANT Pro app and return to SAVANT Studio. If you want to calibrate your soundbar, just look up its IP address by tapping on it. Here it is. Now you can open up a browser and type in the IP address. Enter the login and password, and from this interface, we can adjust our crossover, delays, LPF slope, and other refinements. Okay, back to SAVANT Studio. From the connection screen, you can tap on the hamburger in the top left corner, deploy, and then handoff. SAVANT will now remind you that you cannot deploy any further configurations once you tap handoff. This tells you that you will need permission from the homeowner to make additional changes. Okay. Now you will see on the deploy screen that you no longer have system access. Your work is done. You have just configured and deployed a system through SAVANT Studio. Good job! SAVANT's smart audio family of products. Easy to sell, easy to install, easy to configure and deploy. Easy to enjoy.